our previous class, we were able to fetch the record from the database. So now we want to work on edit before going to delete. So I'll go to my Visual Studio Code. So in this place, this is my edit button, and this is my delete button. So yeah, I'm going to come here and pass the route. I'm going to pass the route, create a route. Now take note, this route, I'm going to come here and put, should I call this users dot, let me say users dot edit. Then I'll pass in the user ID, which I got from the previous class. This is where I got my user ID from the loop here. So here I'll come here and pass user ID, which is what I have just done here, user ID. So the same thing with the delete, but I don't have a delete but let me just create it down. Delete. This is the delete. I'm using a form as delete because I'm going to use the method called delete method. That's why I'm putting it in a form. I'm wrapping it in the form for delete button. And also you need to pass in your @csrf, very, very important, which I discussed in our previous class. So I'm going to create these two routes called users.edit and also users.destroy route, so that we can able to proceed. So let me go to my route, that is web.php. Yeah, I'm going to create the two routes. The first one is edit. I'll come here and say route.get. Route.get. I'll come here and say users edit. That is not what I want to do here. Sorry, I'm not putting the grades. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Yeah, I think the AI should be able to do that for me comprehensively, no problem. So let me just use this. I think it has created that for me comprehensively speaking. So yeah, I take this one. Let me comment this out for now. I don't need this, and I don't need this for now. Let me just make it simple. I don't need these two, but later I come back to them. So what I only need is the edits, the route called edits, which is this users ID. Then I put the edits. This is the route. Remember, this route is what I create. This name of route, users.edit, is what I created from this index, users.edit. The same thing we did destroy, users.destroy. This is the name of the route. This is just the parts. This is just the parts. This is also the parts to what I want current to do. So now I have the controller, user controller. There's a method called edit, which I need to create. I have to create the method called edit so that it will take me to the edit page. So let me go to my controller and create the method called edit. So yeah, I'll come here and create that method called edit. So that is the method edit for you. What this method does is to redirect me to where? To the edit page. The edit page. We don't have the edit page yet. We're going to create the edit page. So that is what this method will basically do. Just redirect me to the edit page. So let me go to the users folder and create the edit page. So I'll go to my resources. Inside there I have a users folder. So I can easily come here and call this edit.blade.php. Okay, that is my edits. Now take note, the edits will look exactly like the form we created in our previous class. Remember, we created a form for adding users to the database. So the edits will look like that. So because it's going to look like that, I'll go to my index.blade and so I'll go to my welcome.blade.php and copy everything here. Copy everything from here and paste it in the edit.blade.php. So this is what I have here. I'm going to change the name to updates user. Let me just change the name to updates form. Or let me just change it to update form. Update form. Then what do I want to do? I want to pass the values to the form. Remember that, let me show you here. Remember that this is not the method we're going to use. So later I'll create the method. The method is post. The value is, for instance, if I click on this user Ernest, in the input field, let the value show Ernest. You get that now? So that is what I want to do. And that is what is called value. So in In Laravel, there's what is called the value attributes that will give us that. So here I'll put in back the value attributes. The value attributes. So yeah, and I'll put in this. Now, guess what I'm doing here is very simple. What I'm currently doing here is very simple. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting the value from our controller. Remember in our controller, I'm passing the user, who is this user. I'm passing the user as a compat. And where am I getting the user? From the user model, find or failed user via ID. So I'm passing it as user. And where and in which page am I passing this user to? To this edit page, which is what you are seeing me doing here. So I'm passing the user here, user.name, user email, and the rest is history. So that is what I am currently doing here. So the next thing I want to do here, I would have shown you the photo, but I don't think I'll be more interested in doing that here in this class. I would have displayed the photo. I don't need the password. You can just leave this password. I don't think I need those ones. I don't think I need those ones, but you can just leave them here. So let me just save this. Don't think I need the password. Let me just save this and let's see how it's going to look like. So I'll save this and go run the server on my terminal. I think server is already up and running. Okay, it's up and running. So I'll go to my browser and refresh this. Okay, so let me click on NS. So you can see NSCBO. I'm getting the email. I'm not interested in the password. I will not update the password. I can take away that password of the password. So let me go back and click on this one, Alabi. So you can see I'm getting the value of Alabi and I'm getting the Alabi's email. So that is what I have just achieved now. So we are not done yet. We need to update this user. Like I said earlier, I don't think I need the password to update the password or any other thing, but you can just leave it and just make it nullable. So yeah, I would basically come here and do the needful. So I will go to my build here and I'll change this to users.updates instead of users.store. Users.updates. Users.update. Then I'll pass in the ID to it. Then this is going to be put because I want to update. So I'm using the put method to update the user. I'm using the put method. That's what I have to specify here as a put method. And the method here is because it's a form, I'm going to use respect this method. But the main method I want to use is a put method because that is the Laravel standard, and I hope you understand that. So yeah, I'm going to create the route. I believe I've created this route called users.update before. Let's check if I've created the users.updates. Yes, I've created the route. That's why I commented it out earlier. Okay, so I'm going to play with this route. So that means I'm going to create a method called update method in my user controller. So I'll go to my user controller and create this method called updates. So yeah, I'll say public. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, so let me explain what this method does so that we won't waste much time. Similar to the store method we created in our previous class. Now let me show you what this method does. This is a method called updates. The name is required. I can make it nullable. I don't need the name to be required because you can make it sometimes or nullable. Nullable means can be none, or let me make it sometimes. Okay, string, a prop. I want to make it to be unique users, blah, 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 blah. Let me just keep it simple. I just want it to be simple. I just want this to be simple, nullable. So nullable means it's not mandatory. The password is also nullable. Let me just keep it simple. This is a tutorial class. Everything nullable for now, nullable. You can put sometimes if you don't want anyone to choose. You can put sometimes, or it all depends on what you want to do. Let me just keep it simple for you. So user, I'm looking for the user ID. Remember that I'm only editing or updating one user at a time. And for the photo upload, the same thing we did in our last class. Check if this user selected a photo. If the user selected a photo, then get the requested photo file and store it as photo. Then get the original name of the photo and concatenate it with a time because you want the photo to be unique. Then move the photo to the upload folder. Remember in our last class, we created an upload folder for our image, which is here. The public parts here. Then store the name of the photo here as user photo. Then the next thing, if the user try to update their password, then you can what? You can decrypt it. Decrypt means to encrypt the password and store it as user password. Then you put where the user save and you redirect the users back to the index, this page. So I would love to direct them to, let me see where I can redirect them to, sorry. Users.index is okay. I think I prefer it that way. So I redirect them to the users.index and giving them a success message, user updated successfully. That's basically all I am doing here. So let me save this and let's see if this works. So I'll save this and go to my browser. Okay, so let me decide to update this to Alabi Akala. Alabi Akala. And change this to Alabi 212. Then the password, let me just leave it, or let me just change to 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6. The image, let me just look for an image. Let me look for an image of photo pictures. An image here. So I click on submit. Beautiful. So you can see we have updated Alabi's record here. So you can see that beautiful that we now have Alabi Akala and we now have Alabi 212. That works perfectly. So that is beautiful. So that is how we were able to edit and update a user. So I think that's brilliant. So let's talk about deleting the user. So let me show you how we can delete the user from this application. So I'll go to, now this is the button. We need to pass in the user's ID to this button so that we can be able to delete the user comprehensively. So I'll go back to my VS Code. So I'll look for my page, which is in the index page. So this is the route we created for our delete. We've already created the route for the delete. The next thing here, we need to go to our route, which is this delete here, route delete user's ID. Then we need to create a method called destroy inside the user controller. So I'll go to my user controller and definitely create a method to delete the user. So come here, I'll say delete. Thank you very much. So I have this created done for me. My AI tool have just done that for me, but I'm not done with this. Look at this. Let me explain what this is doing. This method is doing. This method is simply fetching the user's ID, the user that you want to delete, fetching the ID. First and foremost, it's fetching the ID from where? From the user's model. And it's using the user delete to delete. But there's a problem. There's a problem with this method because we have an image. We also need to delete image. You can see there's an image here. There are images here. So we also need to delete the image. So before I delete all the record, I have to check if the user have an image. Then I'll delete the image. So here I'll come here and comment this as delete photo. Delete photo if it exists. So I'll say if the photo actually exists, then do this. Unlink the photo. That's basically all I will do. On line 85, it says if the users have the photo existing, I mean if the user upload a photo before now, then look for the look for that photo in the upload folder. Remember, these are our upload folders, and these are the photos that were updated or uploaded, before now. So look for that photo. Then look what on line 7, check if that part, if this part of this photo exists actually. That's why I'm using the file underscore exists. If it exists, then what happen? Unlink the parts off. That means delete it. That's what unlink means. Unlink means to delete a photo or a file. Unlink it. So in this case, if the user click on the button delete, the record of the user will be deleted from the database, and also the file will be deleted from the database. That is what it is telling us about. So let me save this and let's go try the delete. So I'll refresh the browser. So let me delete this one here, inaccessible. I'll click on delete. Fantastic, user deleted successfully. So I've deleted that. You can see it works. So let me delete the last one, and we have an empty record. So guys, if you like what we've just done, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel so that will get you more of the programming things or programming language of your choice. I will create a video on it. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode.